Hope you all are just very much busy in your studies. Okay, so SSC exams are going on, and I am a mathematics. I deal with a subject mathematics, and I do have an experience of 16 years. Okay, in the state and as well as international. Okay, and I taught CBSE syllabus, ICSE syllabus, IGCSE syllabus, and even a Telangana state syllabus, and as well as Andhra Pradesh syllabus. Today I am here for just explaining or clarifying the doubts for SSC students, and the students, mostly all of the students whoever are writing the exams are confused in mathematics, and they are very much feared about the problems of mathematics related to these chapters. Okay, and we all have studied about 14 chapters in your school. Okay, and most of the teachers have explained all the chapters, but students are not much familiar with little bit chapters, some of the chapters which are mostly important for your examination point of view. Now, the first chapter is related for real numbers, the second is for sets, the third is for polynomials, fourth is pair of linear equations in two variables, pair of linear equations in two variables, and fifth chapter is quadratic equations, sixth one is progressions, seventh is coordinate geometry, eighth is similar triangles, ninth is tangent and secant of a circle, 10th mensuration, 11th trigonometry, 12th application of trigonometry, 13th is probability, and 14th, last but not the least, statistics, a very much easy chapter for you all. Okay, and now basically we all have two papers in mathematics. We all have two papers in mathematics. The first is paper 1 and the second is paper 2. So two papers contains 80 marks. Two papers totally contains 80 marks. And 80 marks is divided into two parts, that is 40 and 40. 40 marks and 40 marks. Okay. And now here 40 marks is already divided into 35 marks for subjective and 5 marks for objective. Here in the same way, paper 2 is also divided into two parts, that is 35 marks for subjective and 5 marks for objective. Now, guys, remember, in first paper 1, mathematics, paper 1, we contain all 7 chapters, the complete 7 chapters for paper 1 and the remaining 7 chapters for paper 2. Now, mostly the students are confused which chapter and which paper, in which paper which chapter is compulsory, which chapter we have to go through it. Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit tips for paper 1 and paper 2. Here in paper 1, we have real numbers, sets and polynomials, which are very much easy chapters. Very much easy chapters. Okay, apart from these 3 chapters, if you go through for coordinate geometry, so you will be getting mostly 25 marks in your paper 1. If you leave the questions and if you leave the sections and even write, you will get 25 marks for sure in paper 1. The similar way, in paper 2, you have similar triangles, tangents and secants. Mostly the students are very much confused in these both the chapters. Okay, and statistics, probability, trigonometry and applications of trigonometry. These 4 chapters are very much easy for the solving the problems. Okay, and now, here I'll give you the basic tips how to practice in the paper 1 mathematics, section wise. Okay, the first section carries, section 1 carries 7 questions. Section 1 carries 7 questions and each carries 1 mark. 1 into 7 becomes 7 marks. And section 2 carries 6 questions and each question carries 2 marks, that is 2 6 are 12 marks. Okay, and section 3 carries four questions, and each question carries 4 marks. Each question carries 4 marks. Not even. That means you have to solve only 4 questions. Totally 8 questions will be in your section 3. Totally 8 questions will be in your section 3. Okay. So out of 8 you have to do 4. That means you will get internal choice. In section 3 you will be getting internal choice. That means in section 1 and in section 2 you have to solve all the problems. You have to solve all the problems. That means 1 mark and 2 mark questions, you have to solve all the problems. Okay. Now basically the students will get confused after getting the paper. So from which section they have to start. Mostly when they see the first question, they'll just get shocked. What is the question like? What is the question like? I don't have any kind of idea of this question. So don't get worried guys. Okay, start with the basic and easy question which you know first. Okay, go through in any section. You can start with any section. It's not compulsory to start from the first section itself. Okay. If you know 4 mark question, start 4 mark questions. Okay. If you know section 3 problems, start section 3. If you know section 2, start section 2. If you know section 1, start section 1. Okay. So, but do one thing. Don't just mix the questions. Don't just mix the sections. When you are starting section 3, so try to complete section 3 first. When you are doing section 4 mark problem, okay, and then again you are going for section 2, then again you are going for section 1, again section 3, section 2, section 1. Don't just comprise this one in this way. Okay, when you are starting section 3, complete it. First section 3, if you are starting section 2, complete section 2. If you are starting section 1, then complete section 1 first. Then go for the next section. Okay, and now very much important problems in paper 1, important chapters in paper 1, okay, for 4 mark questions. 4 mark questions. The first important and very easy problem in your paper 1 question is from the chapter polynomials. From the chapter polynomials, a easy question, a very easy question for 4 marks. Very easy question for 4 marks. That is polynomials. An easy question and a hit question. Hit question in your paper is graph. That is parabola. A very easy question, that is parabola. Okay, if you go for a graph, that means P of x is equal to x square minus x minus 6 or x square minus 3x plus 4 or x square minus 5x plus 2. This kind of questions you will be getting in section 3, 4 mark. And even I'll say you the question number. I'll say you the question number. Section 3 starts from 14, 15, 16 and 17. So this graph comes in the question number 15. Graph, the first one. Or then again, if you don't know the graph, don't just get confused. Okay, you'll be getting one more graph from the chapter pair of linear equations in 2 variables. Pair of linear equations in 2 variables. You'll be getting one more question, the same graph. Okay, from the chapter pair of linear equations. Okay, you'll be given two equations. Okay, for example, you'll give 2x 2x plus 3y is equal to 6 and 3x plus 2y is equal to 4, and we'll say that to solve graphically and find the value of x and y graphically. So either this or either this, and I suggest you guys, you students, to go for this graph because parabola is very much easier than pair of linear equations in two variables. Is that clear, guys? Okay, and the very next question, that is 14th one. 14th question. From the 14th question, we will be asking a question from the chapter real numbers. From the chapter real numbers. Don't just go for all the chapters and don't get confused which chapter I have to start first for practicing. Okay, go through section wise. Okay, go through section wise and it will be easy for you for practice. In 14th question, he will be asking again two questions. Again two questions. That is internal choice. Okay, so like there are some twins in the first chapter. They are the twins. That is Euclid division lemma or irrational numbers. Either irrational number or Euclid division lemma. So he'll be asking a question from irrational or Euclid division lemma. Euclid division lemma or irrational numbers. Okay, these questions are from the chapter real numbers. Okay, so don't just confuse irrational number or Euclid division lemma. If he is asking Euclid division lemma, he will not ask irrational. If he is asking irrational numbers, he will not ask Euclid division lemma. Okay, so these are the big questions which comes in your exam. I'll just give you one example of irrational number. What kind of question you can ask? Prove that root 3 plus root 2 is an irrational number. Root 3 plus root 2 is an irrational number. Similarly, in the way, root 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. Similarly, in the way, root 5 is an irrational number. So, this kind of questions will be asked in question number 14. Okay? So, I suggest you to go for real numbers first for the section number 3, and the next question number 14 is finished, question number 15 is finished, and now question number 16. From the question number 16, you have to go for the chapters progressions and coordinate geometry. In the coordinate geometry, he will be asking some hit questions like trisection, 4 equal parts, 4 equal parts or area of a triangle, or median of a triangle. These are the 4 important questions from the chapter coordinate geometry. So don't get confused, guys. Okay, it's very easy. So if you go for these 3 chapters, you will be getting 4 plus 4 plus 4. That means all 12 marks from section 3. Okay, now from section 2nd, 2 more questions. 2 more questions. You can go for the chapter sets. You can go for the chapter quadratic equations. You can go for the chapter progressions. So these chapters are mostly very much important for your section number 2. Very much important for section number 2 because it carries 2 marks. Okay, so these 3 chapters you can practice for 2 more questions. Is that clear? So if you go for 2 more questions from this chapter, you will get 3 questions. That is again 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 is what? 6. 12 plus 6 is 18 marks. 18 marks in paper 1. 18 marks in paper 2. That is total is 36 marks. That means easily you are passed. Easily you are passed in mathematics paper. That means you are leaving section 1, you are leaving objective type. Don't just get confused. Be perfect in the problems which I am saying you all. Be perfect in the problems which I am saying you all. Is that clear? Okay? Understood?